Good afternoon. This is Karen with Creative Hands, and welcome to Roll of the Die. The challenge card that we will be doing today has to be clean and simple, have layers, use an in color, have embellishments, and a friendship sentiment. I will be honest with you that this was a challenge for me because I'm used to doing mostly Avid cards. So it was a challenge for me to take it back down to the basic level. As you can see, my information is before you. I am with Creative Hands. My Stampin' Up! Online store is karenfinley.stampinup.net. There's a January host code. And on Facebook, I am under Karen's Creative Hands. We're going to go on and get started, but I'll bring this back at the end for you, so that you can go and shop from the products that you may see. So the list of supplies that we're going to need for our project today, we're going to need our cutting trimmer, our paper trimmer. Okay, we're going to need our paper trimmer. We're going to need some paper, and today's colors I'm using is the Starry Sky, which is one of the in colors, and our basic white. We're going to be using an embossing folder. Any embossing folder will do for you, but I am using the gingham embossing folder. You're going to need a stamp set. I am using the wisteria because I'm going to use this particular image, and then I'm going to use this sentiment on it. Okay, you're going to need some ink. Again, my card will feature the Starry Sky. You're going to need some glue dots, the Starry Sky ribbon. You're going to need some type of adhesive, and I am comfortable with my monoliquid glue here. And then you're going to need a stamping block and a pair of scissors to cut your ribbon. And then you take your pick tool, and we cannot forget about our bone folder. Okay, so let's go on and get started. We're going to cut our card base, which is going to be white, and it's going to be 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to go on and cut that. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. That's my card base. Then I'm going to take my Starry Sky, and I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, then I am going to cut another piece of basic white at 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I love this paper trimmer because it gives you the 16ths, the 8ths, and then the halves. Okay, and then I'm going to cut another mat, a blue mat, which is going to be 3 by 1 3/4. And I'm sorry for the shaking of the camera because I'm not usually where I usually be. And then just make sure that you have a white, basic white scrap paper for your image and your sentiment, okay? So that's all the cutting that we're gonna do. So we're gonna take that paper trimmer and take it out of our way, and we're gonna get started on creating our card. So here you have your white card base. You're gonna take that, fold that in half. You're gonna take your bone folder and just give it a good crease, okay? The next thing you're gonna do is take your blue mat, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and I cut that, but what I did was I went and embossed this layer, okay? So with the magic of the camera, we have embossed this layer, okay? So we're going to put this layer on, and I'm just gonna get my glue here, and just need a little bit, not a whole lot of glue, just a little bit. But when you emboss, you want to make sure that you have enough glue on it so that it does adhere to the card and stay. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put this down, make sure my borders are even. So here I have that border there. The next border that I'm going to, the next card, layer that I'm going to do, and I'm going to move this out the way, and this is going to be my white card stock, the 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back up just for a minute, and what I did with this particular layer is I took and put it at the 1/2 inch, okay? And then what I did was I scored it, and I made 3 score lines. So I did the 1/2 inch, and then I took and I scored it here, okay? And then I moved it over to the, what's that? To the 5/8, or did I, wait a minute, that's a 4th. I didn't do that whole 4th. Right, I moved over to the 1/8, to the 5/8 line, and then I scored that, and then I moved it over to another 1/8 of an inch and moved it to the 3/4 line. So you're gonna have 3, if you can see that, you see where you have those 3 lines. And all I did was take it and do the same thing on all 4 corners. I put it at a 1/2 inch and scored it. I moved it to 5/8 and scored it. Then I moved it to 3/4 and scored it. Okay, take and turn it, put it at the 1/2 inch and score it. Put it at the 5/8, score it, and then put it at the 3/4, score it, and turn it. The last turn, we're going to have it at the 1/2 inch, score it, 5/8, score it, and then 3/4 and score it. Okay, let me do this last. I'm gonna take this one because I don't know, looks like it didn't do it all the way, but let's see what's gonna happen there. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put this away one last time. But if you can see, you see how you have those lines? So I'm going to take and bring my card back in, and then I'm going to put it here. And if you can see, you have like this here space right in the middle. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to glue that down. It does not matter what side you put down, whether you put the valley side down or the mountain side down. It does not matter. This is your card that you are creating. So I'm just going to take this and put it here. Looks kind of even to me. Okay. So then the next thing I have is my blue mat. Remember, I cut that at 1 3/4 by 3. And with the magic of the camera, I embossed that as well with that same embossing folder. So I'm going to take and put some glue on the back of it. And then I'm going to glue that down. As I told you, this was a challenge for me. I had to be very creative with this one because I'm used to all the flips and folds and fun folds. Okay, so now we're going to get into our stamping. Okay, so I told you guys I'm using the Wisteria Wishes. I'm going to use this image, and I'm going to use this sentiment. Okay, so I'm just going to bring a piece of scrap paper in, and I'm going to bring in my Starry Sky ink here, and I have already taken and put my image on my block here. So I'm just going to ink that up, and what I'm going to do is I am going to take and stamp off, because I want a second generation on my paper. So I am going to take and bring this in so I can stamp up under here. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to just stamp it like that. Okay. Then I am going to take my sentiment that I have up on here. I've already put my sentiment on here. And then I'm going to stamp that right over my image. Okay. So I'm going to stamp that just like that. Okay. And you see how that came out on top of that so that you can read it. It says, "To a friend who's all kind of wonderful." I'm going to take and put my ink up before I have it all over my hands. Okay, and then I'm going to take my stamps and I'm going to clean them. We have what we call chamois, and you just take it and you just put it on there and it cleans your stamps. And I like to do this before I put my stamps back in the cases so that I know that they are clean. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just cut this, just give it some space here. That's what, 2 1/4. I don't want to cut it all the way off, but I just cut it like this here. Okay. And I might need it in a few minutes. Bring my card back in here. Oops. So let me cut this off because I don't want it to be off over. I'm just going to take and trim this down some. Okay. It may be a little bit close, but we're gonna go with it. And when you create it, you just know that it needs to fit inside that blue panel. Okay, so it needs to fit inside here. And there we have it. So now we're going to take and glue this in the center of that. So I have this. I'm just going to put this in the center right here. Kind of center it. Make sure it's even on the sides. And the last thing we're going to do is embellish our card. We have the ribbon. So we're just going to make a nice, cute little bow. You're going to get you some bunny ears here like this. And you're going to twist them. Did I do that right? Okay, let's do this. When I'm trying to make a bow on camera, it acts crazy. My 2 bunny ears. Pull that through. I'm going to pull that through. And then I'm pull it through like that. So then you just size it where you want it to be. Okay? Just size it to where you want it to be. I don't want it to be too big. And I'm just going to put that right above there. So make sure it's even. Looks like it's even to me. I am going to cut that off. I'm going to come over here with my pick. No, I'm not. Sorry. I'm going to take my little bow here, and you see my my glue dot right here. It's a little glue dot. You can see it right there. See that little glue dot? I'm going to take this bow, and I'm just going to put it right there on it and pull it off. Oh, man. I'm messing up my bow. Okay. So I'm just going to pull it off. And then I'm just going to stick this right here on my card. Stick it in the center. Wherever you want to put it. But I'm putting mine right there. And then I'm going to take my little scissors. And I'm just going to snip on an angle here. Oh. Okay. So there you have that. And then I have these little pearl basic jewels. I am going to just embellish it with probably 2 of them, not too many. And you see they come in different sizes. So you have the small ones, and then you have the mediums and the large ones. I am going to take a small one. And I'm just going to just randomly put them on here. Okay. And there we have our simple, clean card. Clean up here. Okay, so here we have our simple, clean card. We have the Starry Sky, which is our in color. The layering, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers here. We have the embellishments, which is our ribbon and our pearls. And then we have a friendship sentiment. I hope you guys enjoyed me making this card. Hope you guys enjoyed the card. And here's my information. It's Karen's Finley. with Creative Hands. My online website for Stampin' Up is karenfinley.stampinup.net. For January, the host code is FHVMW3EP. For the month of January, if you purchase $35 worth of product, I will send you a free tutorial. So I've given you the products that I use today. So if you head on over to my website, my online store, and purchase some products to make this beautiful card. And we have other colors in the in color as well. So thank you guys for watching me. I hope you guys create these cards, and if you do, please upload them so that I can see them on my Facebook page at facebook.com/Karen's Creative Hands. Thank you all and have a great day.